I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for a 15-year-old refugee who chose to have me and keep me, Ms. Sanguinetti said. At his announcement in downtown Chicago on Thursday, Mr. Rauner spoke in plotting tones, his face virtually expressionless as the abortion rights advocates standing behind him smiled broadly. The governor took pains to say that he respected the religious and moral arguments against abortion, but that he personally supported abortion rights and that his efforts to broker a compromise on the bill had failed. One reporter told Mr. Rauner that he had appeared almost morose behind the podium as he posed a question to him. The passions, the emotions, the sentiments on both sides of these issues are very powerful, said Mr. Rauner, who this spring said he opposed the legislation he was now signing. The bill expands funding for abortions under state insurance plans, including Medicaid. Supporters said the bill ensures that low-income women will have equal access to the procedure. The legislation also overturns a provision in state law that would have banned abortions in Illinois if the United States Supreme Court ever overturned its decision on Roe v. Wade, and removes language declaring that an unborn child is a human being from the time of conception. As a candidate, Mr. Rauner portrayed himself as a fiscal conservative with no particular social agenda. Still, he has become entangled in the most fraught-cultured debates. He also bucked Republican orthodoxy last month by signing a bill limiting law enforcement cooperation with federal immigration authorities, which some called a sanctuary state law. With a wide field of Democrats already angling to replace him, Mr. Rauner's political path forward seems increasingly uncertain, especially if religious conservatives unite behind a different candidate in a Republican primary race. Asked what the bill signing meant for his chances of a second term, Mr. Rauner said that he was doing what he thought was right and that politics is politics. Mr. Rauner initially came out against the legislation, calling it divisive, and Mr. Breen said he and other conservative legislators had been promised a veto. But local news outlets cited a survey Mr. Rauner took as a candidate saying he supported expanding Medicaid coverage for abortions. Ultimately, the governor faced a choice between alienating members of his own party or losing support from some of the political moderates who helped him oust the Democratic incumbent, Pat Quinn, 3 years ago. It's always about doing what's right, not necessarily what's politically expedient, said Karine Wood, a former Republican lieutenant governor and abortion rights advocate who spoke at Mr. Rauner's announcement. And this governor has the courage to stand up and do that. After the bill signing, which came as something of a surprise here, awkward praise trickled in from some of the governor's usual political sparring partners. Mayor Emanuel lauded Mr. Rauner for standing up for choice, reproductive rights and equitable access to health care for all. Amaya Paywar, a Democrat running for governor, said we should thank him for finally doing the right thing. And J.B. Pritzker, another Democrat running for governor, praised the signing, but said Bruce Rauner's only sense of morality is whatever panders best to voters. As conservative Republicans voiced their outrage, some in the party called Thursday for unity. Mr. Rauner is known for donating large chunks of his fortune to Republican candidates, and some politicians have indicated they will stand by him despite his abortion stance. Even Lieutenant Governor Sanguinetti, while publicly breaking ranks with her running mate on abortion, urged against a Republican Party divide. She suggested rallying around Mr. Rauner's conservative fiscal agenda, which Democrats have so far mostly succeeded in blocking. I realize this bill is a political ploy to divide the people of Illinois, Ms. Sanguinetti said. While I disagree with the governor on this, we must focus on our areas of agreement, enacting real reforms we need to turn Illinois around.